Hello, Angie. Hello, Kenneth.
Hey, it's a pleasure.
Yes, so where are we now? Can you educate us?
Yeah, we are here, sitting here at the He and She Cafe, which is actually right next to the library. And yeah, I think it's one of the gems here on campus where you find a bit more like Western food.
Yeah.
But yeah.
And more like widely, what is the city, what is the country?
So we are in Malaysia. University is University of Putra Malaysia. We are currently in Selangor, just south of Kuala Lumpur, the capital city.
And you came to study abroad here, and it's now the halfway pretty much of your semester. Angie, you come from South Africa.
Yes, I do.
Pretty exotic.
Yeah.
And Kenneth from Germany.
Yes.
So how has the first half been so far, and what are your expectations for the other half of the study program?
Oh goodness, my first half of the semester has been incredible. So obviously you've done a lot of traveling while you're studying. Weather has been particularly good, not so recently though, but that's to be expected from monsoon season.
Okay.
Next half of the semester, more traveling, but hopefully getting good marks while doing so.
Yeah, it's a combination of like life-changing experiences and studying abroad, right?
Definitely.
What about you, Ken? What's your experiences with the study part?
Actually, before I came here, I tried not to have any expectations. I just wanted to get exposed to a very exotic culture and country, and just the experience of studying abroad is always something special. And so I just wanted to take it as it comes. And yeah, so far it's been just incredible. Like I would have done exactly the same if you ask me now. So I didn't regret anything. And I didn't need any time to adjust because people are so welcoming and heartwarming, and I don't know, it felt comfortable from the very beginning. So and not just living here but also the university. So of course you had to follow some bureaucratic processes, but once you've done with that, it's just very smooth. And so I'm looking forward to receiving good grades myself too. But it's, for me, Kuala Lumpur has been an incredibly good hub for meeting many people from different nationalities, but also having the opportunities to travel to many different countries at the same time, because everything is just a 2-hour flight away. So if you like traveling, this is the place to go.
So Angie, I heard that you had some plans for the new year, so could you tell a little bit of those?
Yeah, of course. So my new year, I'm hoping to go to Bali and spending New Year's Eve in Bali and experiencing the new countries, because like Kenneth said, everything is just so close and near that it's also just a 2-hour flight, and it's actually really affordable from this side of the world as well. So it's not having gone from my country to Bali. It's
but it's easy to travel to other countries, but what about traveling in Malaysia and seeing places here? So how diversified place you think it is? Is there something to see also elsewhere than in KL?
Yeah, I think there's loads of, Malaysia does have a few different cultures in itself. So they've got the Hindu, they have the Chinese Malay, and then they've got their own Muslim Malay. So, it is culturally diverse in itself. So you could go from a place like Batu Caves, where it's predominantly Hindu, to Chinatown in KL, and it's all the Chinese Malay celebrating their heritage and how they got to Malaysia.
Exactly.
So it's beautiful.
Rich culture. And,
very.
Yeah. And Kenneth, you had been to Langkawi Islands.
Yeah.
So how was that?
Actually, it was a really cool experience. I think it wasn't not a typical Malay experience. I've been to other places where you feel like, okay, this is more like the Malay culture, and that was quite a touristy place, but you can still see the heritage of some other like Malaysian history. So it was a really nice mixture, I would say, meeting tourists and locals and enjoying their life as well. Because actually Langkawi is also a place where many Malaysian go for like vacation or like just a weekend trip, because it's very cheap there, and also to get there like by flight it's very convenient. So it was a really good experience. But I also would say that it's nice to explore other parts of Malaysia as well, since every state is governed differently. So sometimes you have more temples, or sometimes you have different like cultural traditions. So it's very nice to experience that as well.
But of course, this is a study abroad program, and you are studying in actually one of, I would say, the top 1% universities in the world. So they are in 123 in QS ranking this year, so world-class university. So how does that feel, and how important it was for you when you were selecting your destination about like the academic quality and the reputation of the university?
For me, it was quite important, especially from going from my country. You want a quality university to attend, so I think their ranking really did state high in my books for a destination. So yeah, I think that was quite important for me.
Is there a lot of differences? Like, of course, the country itself and the culture really different to your both home countries. But what about like study part and the university life? Is there big differences?
Very big difference from me. My home university is actually a distance learning university, so everything you kind of do yourself. So I wanted to have the full university life and go to the classes and lectures and stay on campus. And
are you able to find your classes already? Like, it's a massive campus here.
Yeah, I mean, it was quite easy for me having a 5-minute walk every morning to class. So it's been bliss.
Yeah, that's good actually.
Yeah. Okay, what about you, Kenneth?
For me, it was actually the range of courses they offered. I picked UPM not just for the reputation, but also for the courses they offered in my particular field of interest. So they are actually really strong when it comes to environmental science, environment management, and it suited so well with what I was studying back home. So that was actually the key reason to join the UPM experience. But it's also like you asked for the study experience. It's completely different for me too. Not just because of the distance or class learning experience, but mainly how you structure the courses. We talked about group assignments, right? You don't have this back home in Europe as much, at least not in Germany. So every week you have to write assignments or take quizzes, sometimes as a group, you know. And that's also nice to have this this closer connection to the local students. Yes. Because you wouldn't find that as much in other countries, I think.
Yeah. So how international setting do you have here at the campus? Like, there are other students, other nationalities. What all nationalities you have recognized on the streets here?
Actually, for me, I feel myself very lucky or fortunate that I don't study with many Europeans together. So in class, most of them are Malay. I study with a lot of Chinese people, Indian Malay, some internationals from Bangladesh, Philippines. So I really get the international exposure here in my courses.
Me, however, I only have, I think, 2 other international students in my faculty.
Okay.
I do have a few full-time students that are from Indonesia, but predominantly I think it would be a Malay faculty. So I don't have that much exposure international-wise, but I mean, then again, I live in the guest house, so I get all my exposure there.
So what about, are you dealing with the other Asia exchange students? We have pretty big group here from different, especially from European countries.
Yeah, I actually stay with a lot of the Korean girls.
Yeah?
So, yeah.
Okay, really good. So, if you think about the past weeks or months, so what has been the biggest like surprises that you couldn't expect happening before coming here?
Wow, it's been fairly life-changing. I've thrown myself into things that I wouldn't usually do. So I've done the Irama dance, so traditional Malaysian dances, and then
Wow.
we got certificates for that. And
Okay.
it's just getting myself more involved in things that I wouldn't usually have thought of doing.
So you have gone outside of your comfort zone a little bit.
Completely.
Really?
Completely.
Are you proud of yourself doing
I
that?
am, yeah. So
Good.
it's been
Yeah.
a life-changing experience. Yeah.
Well, I would say the best way to enlarge your comfort zone is to go outside of your comfort zone, and this is one really important part of going to study abroad.
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay. Well, how if you look to the future a little bit, and someday when you or if you return back home, so how
Who would do
this
that?
experience will change you? What do you think? Can you already guess?
Oh wow.
What will you take with you back home?
It's hard to pick like specific things. For me, it's more about the holistic experience, and I feel just very blessed, as you said, that I am privileged to make this experience,
Yeah.
and I would recommend it to everyone to not just follow like the path with the least resistance, but saying, okay, do something different, do something exotic,
Yeah.
because it will stick with you for the rest of your life. And I think for me, this experience set the spark again for staying international actually, and trying to have as much international exposure. Even if I return home, I would try to connect with Asian people in Germany, for example.
Yeah.
Trying to see, okay, what's their experience? Maybe we can share some thoughts and similar perceptions, or I don't know. And so I think that's something I would take home. Yeah.
Happy to hear.
Yeah.
Actually, are you getting back home someday?
Eventually, maybe never. I do agree with Kenneth. I think once you've studied abroad, you never really return back home. You keep broadening your horizons and
Make the world as
experiencing-
your home.
Exactly, experience everything. When you've traveled once, you cannot look at going back the same again. It's going to be different. It's everything about it is going to change how you feel, and I think you become quite hungry for new adventures as well.
Exactly, I totally agree. And I would say that once you take this step, it's like a domino effect. Something will happen that you never predicted to happen. It might be related to your career, it might be related to love, it might be related to where you are living the rest of your life even.
And maybe what we shouldn't underestimate is also the effect right now after the pandemic. We are quite internationally focused.
Yeah.
So for the past 2.5 years, it was kind of a struggle to, we stayed home and tried to find our way through this time. And now it feels even more privileged, or we feel even more privileged to have this exposure after such a long time of not being abroad. So yeah.
All right, really happy to hear about your experiences, and I'm sure it will bring something really great things not only during the semester but after that. So thanks for coming, and hopefully you are example for other students who are. There are still, I would say, too many students hesitating. Should I go or should I not go? But I guess we all can say it's the best experience, at least during your study years,
Oh, yeah.
or
Absolutely.
during your whole life so far, if you decide to go.
We would, I think it's the same for you. You can always offer students to get in touch with us if they want to know more about like particular details of our experience, because we are happy to share.
Okay. Maybe we will put your contact details on
Oh,
the
yeah.
website or something.
No, absolutely. For
But
me, it's
that's
fine.
really unbiased information from a student to another, so really value. Thanks for sharing your experiences, and welcome everybody to study abroad.
Absolutely.
Bye bye.